How old are you?
27.
Where are you from?
From Stavropol Krai, the city of Pyatigorsk.
What did you do there?
Well, basically I was born there, grew up, studied, and worked both officially and under the table. My last place of work was Pyatigorsk Gas. Well, I tried different professions, both in my fields and outside it. I was looking for my place everywhere.
Where did you study? What did you train as?
I studied at trade college, training as a commodity
Okay.
specialist. I didn't really work in my field because you have to start out as a regular salesperson and work your way up to being a commodity specialist, which takes a long time.
You wanted right away.
Well, of course.
Higher education?
I don't have
Why?
one. Secondary vocational only.
I see. How did you end up in the war?
Well, basically, I ended up in the police, and while I was in pretrial detention, I signed a
For
contract.
what? 228?
Yes.
For what exactly?
Distribution.
Drugs are evil.
Evil.
Did you use it yourself?
Yes. That's just happened.
How many years did they give you?
It was not sentenced.
Well, wanted to give you. Okay.
Well, when I ended up in pretrial detention, they were promising 10 years or more. After that, I was up to the judges to decide. I realized that I wouldn't be able to serve such a long sentence in a maximum security regime, especially with my charge.
Why?
Well, those who distribute aren't really liked, and it's tough for them here to
And what
put
happened
it
to them?
bluntly.
I just
Well-
don't know. I'm curious.
Well, I haven't actually been there. I just heard all sorts of rumors. I scared myself and realized that it's a very long sentence. Even 10, 15 years there is a lot. And I decided that signing the contract was some kind of chance to get out and, well, get a pardon. And understand for myself that I made a mistake and I must, so to speak, atone for it.
Atone yourself by killing other people.
Well,
Cool.
not exactly by killing. I didn't kill anyone there.
Of course, nobody killed anyone. When you go to war in another country as part of the army of one country, this is kind of what it implies.
Well, yes.
What kind of drugs were there? Hard ones?
No. Weed. Just pot.
What did they promise for the contract besides a pardon?
Well, when you sign it, you get payments, regional ones, and governor's bonuses.
How much?
Well, in my region was 2 million.
Did you get paid?
Of course.
What did you buy with these 2 million?
2 iPhones, one for myself, one for a friend, and basically food and nuts and ants.
For yourself and a friend?
Yes. I bought myself a 16 Pro Max and got a 16 Pro Max for my friend too. I gave some money to my parents as well.
So, a really close friend?
Yes.
Usually guys buy an iPhone for their girlfriend.
At that time, I didn't have a
Friend.
girlfriend. And a friend, well, you can never have too many friends. You've got friends, a couple of people you've been close with for a long time, people you trust who support you. I helped another friend with a loan to close a little of his debt. Well, you could say I spent it on food and all sorts of crap.
Why iPhone?
Because the iPhone is,
America's evil. The West is
No.
rotting. Why iPhone?
No, iPhone is quality. It's a brand. It's convenient. And Android, is Android.
Did you have training?
On December 8th, we were taken from the pretrial detention center, and from December 8th to December 22nd, we had training. There were 2 training grounds. After first one training ground for a week, then they moved us, you could say, to Ukraine, to the Lugansk region, and there was another training
What
ground
did you
as
train?
well. There was nothing special at the first training ground. That is, it was just basic training. They gave me a weapon and showed me how to disassemble it, because there were a lot of people who weren't even in the military, hadn't served nothing. But they taught me how to move in general. They taught me in medicine how to tourniquet myself correctly, just in case. And how to behave in general. Well, for example, even in the first belt, basic things like not throwing out trash so you don't give yourself away. They trained us on that. And the second training ground, there was already, well, there we moved along the trenches. It was the first time I saw something like that. FPV drones, they trained us on all of it. Well, they showed how, if they fly, how to dodge them, that's all. Then they formed us into a group, put us on motorcycles on mountain ones, and taught us to ride motorcycles.
Did you understand that they were preparing you to be an assault trooper?
Yes, they told us right
Did
away.
you know who an assault trooper was?
It's one-way trip, in most cases.
So, you understood this.
Yes.
And how?
I was scary, but I already signed it, that's all.
Who was with you? Who were these people? Were they also
Yes,
from
we were.
prison?
They sort of gathered us into a group, that is, so they took us out of prison. There were about 30-40 of us. We were brought to one training ground where we were disbanded into different brigades, and so we ended up in our team. There were 7-8 of us, and so we trained as an 8-man team. And they also moved our group of 8 to the training ground in Lugansk, where we trained there as a group of 8. Then they added a few more people to us and put them on motorcycles. That is, we as a group moved together all the time, supporting each other, and that's all.
How did the command treat you?
How can I say this? I wouldn't say that they were some kind of beasts or that they treated me badly. They gave us uniforms, fed us, and trained us in everything. But you yourself understand perfectly well that you're a criminal who is essentially being sent one way. Well, it's clear that no one will really pamper and cherish you, all the more so since you're a convict, you will,
But you're not really a convict yet, right?
Well, I wasn't
Did you have
sentenced,
any
but
other
still...
charges before this?
No.
Violations?
I was technically charged with a crime. If only I didn't... I went to war. I was in the pretrial detention center for only a month. That is, the case didn't even really have time to begin.
So you ended up in pre-trial detention for weed, which is illegal in many reasonable countries.
Well, yes, but not in my country. Criminals are sent on assaults. Yes, that's understandable. Whether you survive there or not depends not so much on the command too, but also on you. If you think when you do something you have a much better chance of surviving. If you panic, someone goes into a stupor, then of course.
So you just accepted that you were basically a dead man walking and that you had to try to survive there?
Yes. That is, I was trying to survive.
Did you know anything about Ukraine before this?
Damn, I didn't even know where Lugansk and Donetsk were.
Did you know that there was a war going on?
Oh, of course I knew about
What
the war.
did you know about the war?
Well, the fact that it started in February 2022, that our troops invaded. I even heard that they seemed to have gone far and then retreated. We had PMC Wagner, they did something too, but I didn't delve too deeply into politics because my intellect, so to speak, doesn't allow me go to that far. But in general, even at home, when I talk to my parents, our whole family, in principle, is, so to speak, against war because it's all somehow wrong. Wrong. And also, to this day, I don't understand it. Well, why, for what purpose, why all this started? Well, so...
Were you not interested? Or again, as you said, your intellect does not allow it.
Intellect does not allow it,
Then, in 2022, Russian troops invaded Ukraine on a full scale and reached Kiev.
Then they left.
They left, yes, but a full-scale war began.
Why did they invade?
We need to ask your president why they invaded. They want to conquer, but they don't talk about it openly. They say that they're helping to save someone, some fascists, some Russian speakers in need of protection. Well, that's what they tell you on TV.
Yes, I heard that.
That is, in a nutshell, Russia has invaded Ukraine, that's all.
I'm
Basically what it
telling
is.
you that I don't understand why we invaded, why we need these lands. As if we ourselves don't have enough land.
Here,
Russia is big.
the same question here.
This is not a question for me.
I understood that. How long were you on the front lines, and in what direction were you?
Basically, our training ended on December 22nd and I had to go to the front lines, but because I'm not much of a motorcyclist, I broke my ribs at the training ground. Yes, right before leaving. That is, we were supposed to leave at lunchtime, but in the morning I fell and broke my ribs. They still brought us back to where we were supposed to leave from. There they come and explained our task to us, showed us the way, and gave us all the equipment we needed. Well, they asked who won't go. I say I can't, or rather I was afraid to say it at all. We had a commander of our group, and he said he won't go. Why? He broke his ribs. They called the doctor. He looked and said, yes, he have a severe concussions. My ribs are broken. He says he's not a fighter. That's it. I went to the hospital and stayed there almost until the end of February. I've already been discharged, and now I have to go back to the front line. Once again, they equipped us, and we were told that we were no longer assault troops. We were simply going to our position. I went to the position, didn't notice the tripwire, and exploded. All my legs are full of shrapnel. My entire foot got broken. They allowed me to fall back. That is, I somehow got bandaged up there and came back. That's it. For me, the front line is pretty much over. I left in February. That is, roughly speaking, I spent a day on the front lines. I was in one hospital, then in a second, then I was in the reserve battalion. I received a response from Moscow that they were ready to accept me for surgery, but only on April 23, 2026, because the foot needs to be reassembled. And so until October 27, I lay, roughly speaking, in the reserve battalion. Well, I was working as a medic's assistant there. And on October 27, they came, named for surnames, and said, you're going to the front, you're healthy, that's it, and they discharged us abruptly. My operation was cancelled, as I understand it. If I return on April 6, I have document that I am waiting for this operation, and they will take me for it. But whether I will return, it's still unknown until this April. Well, they discharge us, give us a referral that we are healthy, and take us, so to speak, to the Donetsk direction, to the forest. Once again, equip ourselves and go to our positions. And from October 27th to November 19th, I was first at one position, just sitting there. Those FPV drones came at us there. In the morning, they took us to the command post and led us to another position. And until November 19th, I was in position.
What was the objective at the positions?
Well, at the very end, when they brought us in, we stayed there for probably a week or a week and a half. No, a week. First, they brought us in and told us to sit still, not to get out, to keep quiet as mouse. Then a couple of days later, the command came and they told us over the radio, you have a mission, you're the first. Well, there were two of us, and your task was to find 3 dugouts, describe them, how they are, what they are, and so that in the future we can bring people there and accumulate strengths. My partner and I went to look for dugouts and find one. We looked around and decided that it would be better for us to move into it ourselves. When we went to the dugout to get our things and encountered Ukrainian forces soldiers, well, we retreated a little. We tried to. Basically, my partner went to our dugout and remained sitting in the shelter. In the end, they had a shootout and he was killed. One drone flew to me, then a second drone flew to me. When the second drone exploded, shrapnel hit my face, in the eye, for the forehead. I got concussed. Well, my whole face was covered in blood, plus I couldn't see at all. And because of this confusion, I was lying down, and some Ukrainian soldiers came up to me and said, well, they spoke Russian. I generally thought they were Russians. I say, guys, help me. I can't see anything. My whole face is covered in blood. I can't even hear anything. They say, well, my friend, you're in captivity. And that's it.
And that's it. And my friend, you're in
Yeah,
captivity?
friend is in captivity. But they treated me well. They didn't beat me, didn't harass me, didn't torture me. On the contrary, they fed us, gave us drinks, everything was fine. Well, as I understand it, you have to respect your opponent. They say that...
You are truly a powerful opponent.
Totally, yes, well, anyway. Well, to me, the guys told me who took me prisoner when they passed me on to other dugouts. Everyone treated me well in principle. And even when they were leading us, there was no such thing as treats, torture, nothing like that. They even treated me with trust, because sometimes I was without handcuffs, without anything. I'm walking and the person accompanying me understands that I wouldn't do anything. That is, I will not to try run away and harm him.
Were you afraid to surrender? What did you think would happen in captivity?
Well, when I wasn't exactly on the front lines, then of course I was afraid because there were all sorts of stories going around, terrible ones.
Which
Well,
ones?
there are all sorts of different
me.
ones. The fact that they can cut off limbs, like fingers or not, and all that's tough.
About foam?
Well, yes, also about the foam. Well, I'm just afraid.
Why? The most interesting story. Everyone tells it.
That they form all, so to speak, holes.
Just now, one person even said that he saw a video with foam.
Well, I haven't seen such videos. The only video I saw was shown to me by Ukrainian armored forces soldiers in the reverse. How our guys, I don't know in which direction, and in the video it's still winter, maybe it was a long time ago. Well, the man had already given up, but he was still shot.
There are many such videos.
A lot, well, obviously.
Because your soldiers do it on purpose and film it often. They simply say that we have taken prisoners and shoot them.
I don't know why. Well, if the person
Because they're
surrendered...
insane.
If a person has surrendered, if he has already laid down his arms, then killing him, well, you're basically killing an unarmed man.
Do you really believe in this foam? It's just the most common story.
Well, I don't know whether we believe it or not. Well, it's somehow... The 1, 2, 3, 5 will tell you, you'll start thinking.
The most interesting thing is that no one has seen it.
Nobody
Everyone's
saw,
telling
but
some kind
yes.
of fairy tale.
For example, I never encountered either captured Ukrainians or captured Russians. Therefore, in principle, I don't know any reliable information about captivity. So...
Well, now you're in captivity.
No, not now. I mean, before I was captured, you asked whether I was afraid to surrender or not. So...
Do you know who took you prisoner?
What do you mean exactly?
Well, what brigade? Who are these good guys who fed you?
I think it was the 9th Brigade or something. I don't remember exactly. Well...
If you had the opportunity to tell them something, what would you say?
Well, everyone I came across, every single person, starting with the guys who captured me, who was in the dugout, who transferred me to... Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. They are all very kind people, actually, and I wouldn't want anything to happen to them. I would generally like for all of this to end as quickly as possible, so that they all, at the very least, returned alive and well. And he supposed to have a daughter soon. He even brought me something to eat. He shared some shawarma with me, and he said he was in a very bad mood because our commanders were shelling some city, and his father died. It was relatively recently. Well, he wasn't civilian. He says I'm very upset. Well, naturally, there's some sentiment, that's all. He said that because I'm about to have a daughter, I want to name her Alexandra too, and you're just an Alexander, he says. And also, he says it's obvious you're not much of a fighter. Harmless, he say, I feel sorry for you. Well, he fed me and also treated me normally, and I'm very grateful to him as well. He even gave me his hat when they sent me away. It was cold. He said, here's some for you as a souvenir. Well, they took it away, but still.
This is despite the fact that you came to his home with a weapon and his close person, his father, died. And your soldiers simply shoot. How is it here in the camp?
Fine.
Do they feed you, give you drinks?
Yeah, they feed and give
And
drinks,
how do you
yeah.
feel about the relationship between Ukrainians and your commanders when you were on the other side, on your side?
I'm telling you, I didn't really cross paths with the commanders. I was mostly with the regular troops and the sergeants.
Well, just based on your description, how you told it, how they treated you, that you understood you were just meat going one way, and from the way you described being taken prisoner and how they treated you, I got the impression that you actually liked the treatment in captivity more than you did in the army, how they treated you as a combat unit in the Russian army.
I basically signed the contract, and I say again that I am a criminal. And the fact that I'm in a combat unit is obvious. They have tasks that must be completed at any cost. And that's why they send people like that. But when I was already captured, the attitude was different. Honestly, I don't know why this is so, why they treat me so well. But, it exists. That's a fact. I've been treated well everywhere, basically. Day, hop, and I'm already in pretrial detention. First, second, third pretrial detention, and then the camp. Everything happened fast for me. I hope my exchange is just as fast. If I were whole, I wouldn't want to be exchanged. And because my eye is completely blind, I hope it's a disability. And disability means discharge, which means going home. That's it. Well, that is to say, they definitely won't send me to the front lines without an eye. Well, I certainly hope so.
But you still have arms and legs.
Yeah, but I don't have an eye.
Why do you need an eye there?
Well, to see.
Everything's not so rosy in reality.
But I already hope that having an eye like this counts as a disability, a discharge, and that's it.
Don't want to go to war anymore?
No. I already spent so much time trying to get through these separations, and I was hoping that in general the war was over for me. I have to hold on until April. In April they break my leg, insert new bones, and that's another 3 months, but then it'll already be summer, and by that time, in any case, all this should be over.
Well, the plan worked, right?
Things didn't go quite as planned.
Who's waiting for you at home? Who's waiting at home?
At home I have a father, a younger sister, a younger brother, a grandmother, but she doesn't know that I'm at war, a stepmother, and a girlfriend.
Does the girlfriend know you're at war?
Of course. You could say I met her during the war. She's the sister of my comrade in arms.
So you've known each other for a long time.
Since January.
But, so you know each other in real life?
Of course. She came to him when we were lying there with the first wound.
Your friend from here, I get it. I thought it was your old friend that you mentioned.
No, here. And I met her, and since then we've been in contact until October 27th.
What about your comrade?
A comrade was captured in March. He was exchanged in May. And again, they sent him to the front, and I don't know what happened to him anymore.
Marvelous. So, what's your answer to what might happen next?
Well, basically, we watched the news here, and there's signing something, making deals, and maybe it'll all be over by New Year. All of this will be finished.
What does your girlfriend say about her brother being sent to the front a second time? Did they do anything? Take any action? Was he also a convict?
Yes. As for whether they did anything, I don't know.
What charge did he have?
He has a robbery, I think 162nd.
What does your family say about you going to war? And why doesn't your grandma know?
Grandma, she kind of... My father and I decided that we would say that I was just staying in prison. She know that I was in prison, and she think that I'm staying in some camp. I call her sometimes. She said maybe she could send me something, maybe some warm clothes. I tell her I don't need anything. I have everything. Everything is fine. Because if she finds out that I went to war, I don't think her heart will be able to take it. She's already old and is already worried that I'm in prison, and if I go to war, then...
Well, now it turns out that Grandma almost knows the truth.
Well,
You're
by
in
the way,
camp.
yes.
You're staying in the camp, imprisoned.
And to get out of here, well, from prison, the only option is war. And when I contacted my father, I told him that I would sign the contract. At first, he was against it. Then he said, how many times you thought about it before you decided to do it? I explained to him that I don't want to be in prison for that long. I can't, well, to put it bluntly, I insisted. You know that if something gets into my head, I stand my ground and cannot be persuaded. Well, naturally, he was against it, he was worried, but then when everything was already signed, he resigned himself to the fact that I was here and that was it. He was looking for option on how I could get out of here, maybe transfer it somewhere to the rear or something else, but it's all very difficult to do without connections, without all that.
And what does your father do?
My dad is self-employed. He deals with food for aquarium fish.
So he's not particularly interested in politics either, is that right?
No, the most ordinary, so to speak, peaceful family without any political views or anything like that. That is not a military man, not a policeman, nothing like that at all.
Do they know where you are?
That am I now a
Yes.
captive? I think, well, I hope so, but...
You didn't call or let them know in any way? They didn't let you call on the way?
No, I didn't. When I was being escorted, I said, can I somehow write to my father? I was afraid to ask, thinking they might assume I contacted someone else, not my dad. And then I say, let's just record a video and you send it to my father and that's it, and delete the dialogue. He says okay, and while we were crossing, we sat down near the house and waited for the sky to be clear. And just then he says, let's record. I recorded it just saying, Dad, everything's fine, I'm alive and well. But that moment my eye couldn't see anymore. I said I'm alive and well, slightly injured, but otherwise okay. As soon as I can, I'll get in touch. We sent the video and he sent it saying, read it, then delete it. My father saw the video, the 2 check marks showed, and the guy deleted the chat, that's it. I didn't tell him I was in captivity, I was afraid I might be too much. I just said I was alive and well, everything is fine, and after that I had no more contact with my father.
Shall we try calling?
Yes.
By the way, where's your iPhone that you bought?
The state secret protection unit came to our reserve battalion.
What? Repeat, please.
The state secret protection and unit came to our reserve battalion.
So,
And for anyone they found with phones, they took them to check that we weren't leaking information and kept them. A week passed and they took me to the front, so I didn't get it back. They promised they'd bring it back in a week. They confiscated our 50 phones, but it just, well, didn't happen.
someone has a new iPhone.
Well, yes.
Hello? Pavel?
Hello.
Yes, hello. This is a call from Ukraine. I'm a representative of the
Yes.
coordinating headquarters on prisoners of war. Please tell me, do you know...
Well, of course I know. Yes,
Do
this
you know
is
where
my son.
he is?
Well, in captivity.
So you were informed, right?
Well, yes, I saw this video filmed on the internet.
Have you been filmed
On the
online?
Yes, I've been filmed a lot of
Seriously?
times.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
it's more captives.
We're also
Something like
recording
that.
an interview with him now. If you don't mind that the conversation is being recorded and it might be published, could you turn on your camera?
One second.
Now, if it connects, because there's practically no connection with Russia right now. Good afternoon. It's freezing, right?
Bad internet.
Bad internet. Well, go ahead, chat while there's still some connection.
Dad, hi. I'm alive and
How are
healthy.
you?
Well, it's fine if you can call it that. They feed us, they give us drinks, everything is fine, that's all. Well, I was captured, got a few minor injuries, nothing major. Shrapnel hit my eye, so I can't see with it. Well, that's it. You could say it's a disability, but it's all minor stuff. How are the things at home? Is everything okay?
Yes, everything is fine. Everything is fine, everyone is alive and well, but everyone is
That-
worried about you.
Dad,
Everything else is fine, so we see you.
Dad, in short, help me with the exchange. I don't know, go to the military prosecutor's office or somewhere else, let them get me out. I'm wounded. Wounded soldiers are supposed to be rotated out faster, and I should be discharged. So, lawyers, I don't know, anyone, hire everyone in a row so that they discharge me. I won't go to the front anymore. I've had enough of fighting. That's enough for me. Please, Dad.
Sasha, we're doing everything. Everything will be fine. Well, Let's say you said a lot of unnecessary things.
I don't care.
Okay, Sasha. Everything will be fine. Don't worry. I'll add you to the list of prisoners of war. We'll exchange you. You'll definitely return home.
I hope so, Dad.
Fine.
Yes.
Don't cry.
Well, I'm not crying, everything's fine. Dad, find the group on Telegram, Marina Karenina, she...
Sasha, I've already seen this. You don't have to repeat it. I know.
Send me a parcel.
Okay.
Cigarettes, and more sweets, lots and lots of them, and coffee.
Well, I don't know if coffee was included or not, but I'll take a look.
And make sure to ask for all of this to happen as quickly as possible. Don't worry about money at all, you still have my money there. Whatever they say it needed, pay it so it goes faster. And write to Christina too, tell her that I'm alive and well so she knows, okay?
Okay, I'll definitely do it, Sasha. Everyone is worried about you, so don't worry. We'll do our best.
Well-
Really.
Well, I know I don't doubt you, Dad. I love you, Dad.
What?
I love you, Dad.
Me too, really. Don't cry. Everything will be
I'm
fine.
not crying.
Those who are being returned to Russia in the exchange who have a charge or some legal issues, they're immediately thrown back to the front. This is something you need to think about. You need to hire lawyers, consult with lawyers, because there are those here who are already in captivity for the second time, actually. There was an exchange in July, and in August they were already captured. And those were the lucky ones. So you monitor when he gets there and make sure he gets returned home.
Thank you.
Of course.
And Sasha, hello.
What? What? What?
Were you worried about your friend Cartoon?
Yes,
As far as I know, he's alive.
I got it. Thanks, Dad.
Is this your girlfriend's brother?
I got it, Dad.
Is he in captivity or somewhere in Russia? This friend.
I don't know for sure, Will. I don't have any information yet. I just know that he's alive, but I don't know what happened to him.
Anyway, say,
I haven't had time to inquiry yet.
I understand. Okay, Dad. Well, at least he's alive. That's the main thing. At least he's alive. And you see, I'm alive also in captivity. Everything is fine, Dad. I'll be home soon. Soon it will all be over and we will all go home. Okay, bye, Dad. Stop it.
Yes, that's all. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
you're welcome. What would you say to those who are going to sign a contract?
For those who are going
Yes.
to. That is definitely doesn't need to be done. For the sake of money, this is definitely a stupid idea. Killing for money, that's So,
If you could turn back time, would you sign the contract again?
most likely not. If I could turn back time, I wouldn't use drugs.
I hope you've at least drawn some conclusions for yourself.
Yes.